I think Bartu has only gotten better throughout the day. Let's see if that could repeat here as they take on the #1 seed. We have made it to Elimination Finals here of 3v3s.
This is going to be a tough one. That's definitely very obvious to say, but Sarme, Bartu, and FryDasOle definitely have their work cut out for them here against Godly, Swata, and Zyder. This is by far going to be one of their most difficult, if not their most difficult challenge today, a team that most people thought were going to win this tournament.
Yeah, also, because of that, proven that it's not unachievable. Just going down into the limbs not that long ago by the hands of Team France. Sarme and company have definitely looked incredible. They're running hot. And they have also been the team who have had the minimal, I think the least amount of rounds played throughout top 32 to get to this point. So when they've been winning in a strong fashion.
It's been 3-0s.
Yeah.
For this team, that has been what they were accustomed to, except when they ran up against Delta, TM, and Coco. That was, of course, all the way to Game 5. But Godly, a minute into this one, is actually going to be the first one to fall. Oh, Sarme almost finished up that edge guard. A little bit of a pinball action going from Swata's neutral signature into Zyder for the KO.
Zyder falling right after that, like you said, and they need Swata to go back to that defense that he had before, but he's going to fall to the Zyder off the side. Fried once again being borderline impossible to knock out in the midst of all this. Even right in the center, look at that defense. He dodged 4 different attempts to get a knockout on him. You cannot trade that away. Defense wins championships for a reason, and that could be a big reason why they continue to move forward here.
Dude, Fry still in this one, over a minute and a half. You see how deep Godly is going, and Fry actually comes out on top there! He doesn't fall! Are you kidding me?
That happened the last game too when Solution attempted the same thing and Fried said no. So Fried has been going absolutely crazy throughout the entirety of this. So even when you finally find him right there off of recovery and center, actually I think it was Sarme that took him out. Once again, it's only been Sarme to knock out Fried.
If Sarme doesn't go anywhere near FryDasOle does not lose his stock.
No.
Like, that's just the truth.
As Sarme goes all the way off stage to catch Zyder, not ready for that edge guard. Fried is all the way off there and immediately gets covered by Sarme. What did we say before? Fried sets up the engagement, Sarme closes it out.
This team is showing so much chemistry from 3 players that I wouldn't necessarily have guessed to do that. Like Fozy and Sarme, who have teamed together and won tournaments, are not on the same team, but one of the 2 best players that we've seen today, Sarme and FryDasOle, of all people.
Well, all of a sudden, Godly has woken up. It is not a good time for anybody once that starts to begin. He immediately lined up multiple team combos for Swata to close it out and Zyder. Now we're on 1 stock apiece. Fried is, however, pushing Godly deep off stage. They have a 2v1, but look at Swata getting in the middle of that with that nair that forced them to say, hey, look over here.
Godly, without a weapon in his hand right now, doing his best to kind of dive around and stay away from as much damage as he can. Sarme in-sig, then immediately Zyder's Godly, completely splitting up the red team. Nice follow-up from FryDasOle.
That is a huge W for them right now, and Zyder not going to be able to find the knockout. Gets through as Sarme goes underneath.
How does he hit both?
I have no idea. The look on my face when that connected on both of them. That shouldn't have happened. Sarme sneaks through in the best way possible. As Sarme, FryDasOle, and Bartu continue this run of just not giving up rounds. They take the first game.
The numbers aren't even that crazy either. They're like mid 500s, and then FryDasOle even put out 300s worth of damage.
Fry doesn't need a lot of damage. He just gets his knockout sub one. He gets them on these early edge guards. How many times do we see Godly fall in position? Like right here.
Dude.
The reversal Zyder off stage. He's like, oh, you thought. You would have thought. Absolutely not.
That Zyder was so filthy because he Zydered under the stage, which got him even further away from the weapon toss that came straight down from Swata. So he avoided that, got the hit onto Godly, got the stock from Godly. Sarme opening this one up against Zyder, forcing the character swap over to a Hattori.
You cannot trade away somebody's ability to stay alive as long as possible in this. Godly, of all people, getting pressured off stage again. That hasn't been an unfamiliar thing. People have been just, the moment they see Godly off stage, that's the time to go. But Bartu hopefully trying to make a way back here, and the save from Sarme mattered so much. However, Godly still finishes his food and gets Bartu.
Now Fry is swapping over to the Petra, a classic FryDasOle pick. The fans love to see that. We'll see what he's able to turn it into. Now he did tweet earlier today that he is winning the tournament, and they had a picture of 3 of
Enchantress.
Yeah, 3 Enchantress Fates out there, but that hasn't come to fruition yet. But maybe they will still win this tournament. Everything seems to be possible with this blue team the way they're playing today.
We were questioning the validity of what people were going to do with Scythe today, and the first real showing of what we've seen out of like Scythe in a while, because the Mordexes earlier did not do anything. They were handled quickly to make sure no combo started. Fried instantly pressuring and getting multiple side airs. This is the difference from before, where it wasn't usually him that closed everything out, but Sarme gonna get set packing, but look at Godly's health again.
Dude, straight up, that's what I just looked at. I was like, oh, yikes. Godly in danger of being put onto his final stock first. Compared to everyone else in this game. It seems like you shut down Godly, you shut down the red team.
That's a win condition itself, and Godly shutting his own team down too, accidentally hitting Swata with that recovery, so that puts them that much closer to losing game number 2. Look at Fried again. Fried, look, just keep Sarme away from Fried as long as possible, and Fried never gives him up. As he finds the recovery, default stage, he takes out Godly and finally falls, but like, wow, he got so much before he finally threw one away.
Incredible work from blue team. Let's just talk about for a moment the maturation of FryDasOle into the player that he is today. Like, there was a time where FryDasOle getting top 8 was like the gnarliest thing in the world. Like, he had one tournament run and everyone was like, oh, this is sick, man, we love Fry, we watch him stream all the time. Like, he was quote-unquote streamer. And then there was that tournament, and then there were some other tournaments, and of course there was MSI, and then now there's this. Like, FryDasOle has really matured into a top player in EU.
He really has, and Bartu almost keeping Sarme alive for a bit there. Speaking of people who have matured to quite a good point, but ends up falling. However, Swata, pretty unhealthy. Godly is doing what Godly has done throughout the entirety of these, though. At last stock, all of a sudden, just becomes the monster that we've known to see out of his play. He's been winning that 2v1 over there, but the weapon toss comes through that forces him off stage. Swata getting in the way, and what did they do? Immediately go to try and jump zyder, who actually stopped them from doing so.
Man, that second hit from bartu zyder actually ended up picking up both members. Swata taken out of the game. FryDasOle still on his second stock.
He has been untouchable, and right now Godly just trying to land zyder, somehow getting away from that whole edge guard. Gets a recovery in the midst of that, but who was that? That was Fried. It was Fried again! The MVP of the blue team right now. The ground pound comes through, but Fried has the ability to give at least one away. Zyder's going to fall. No, he's not actually. Sarme falls.
We did see the taunt come out from FryDasOle, but he's going to clean that one up. Even if Bartu fell, even if FryDasOle fell, he still had a stock coming out. Look at those numbers. 5 KOs on FryDasOle. 594 damage. Like, he's the star here.
That's the biggest thing for me. Looking at like the damage put on by Bartu, right? At 607, 2 knockouts. But Fry did that with 5 knockouts, 594. Before,
insane.
The thing we've been pointing out so much is that Fried has been putting on minimal amounts of damage while while setting up constantly for everyone. This change of pace coming in here, completely shifting everything away from the idea that Fried wasn't going to be the one to get the knockouts. Instead, now the Fate showing up. What does the red team even do? Like how do you even answer that type of switch?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
This is Godly Swata.
I don't know if I'm
supposed to. I don't know.
Have this answer, but I don't have this answer. And there's a really good chance that the players themselves also do not have this answer. But, I mean, I'd be willing to toy with some character swaps. I don't know if I would swap Zyder off of the Orion, which, of course, we don't see that. Okay, we see a Swata swap. And Godly is not swapped. I kind of wanted a Godly swap. I'm just saying.
I actually was surprised amongst all of them that Godly didn't swap either, because even though the Dawson's been putting in some work, it's been getting knocked out early, regularly. But we're going to see the Val switch. The Kuma coming in from Swata. Swata, once again, was so good at interrupting before with that Bryn, but now you need to do that same thing here with the Val. They did work earlier for some people, but the main target of focus you need to do is get Fried, who's not letting Godly play the game in the skies.
And Bartu is not letting Swata play the game either. They both have taken basically the same amount of damage, just complete touring around the entire stage. Bartu's axe is beautiful.
What is happening right now? It is amazing. Like, it's a different format, different game plans, different strategies that get involved. And right now, the blue team has that figured out as they're currently looking at a comfortable 2-game lead in Elimination Finals.
Bro, imagine Sarme, FryDasOle, and Bartu come in 3-0, Swata, Zyder, and Godly.
Fried has been winning every single 1v1 against Godly, but that was so important that you get that double knockout on the blue team. However, Zyder fell pretty soon after that because who has been hovering around everyone? Fried. And look how they have just not been able to get him. Finally, Fried falls within at least a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, that was great. They needed that. It was off of a team combo as well. And I think bartu came in to try and break things up for a moment, and we saw the red team pause. I think a dodge came out to get through the possible interruption, then finished off the team combo, even though it wasn't in constant hit stun the entire time.
Yeah, that red team definitely had a short pause before they went into this next game, probably discussing like, okay, we obviously need a new game plan here. We need to figure out what to do. Swata getting away from the double up edge guard. Sarme missing out on a few. You got to be careful with Godly once he's in these positions because the ground pound finds one mark. Sarme looking for the reversal, but Godly can get the reversal himself here if Sarme's not careful.
We are seeing Swata and Godly very healthy on their second stocks. Major turnaround change, which I think if Godly, Zyder, and Swata win this, there is a very good chance that they get the reverse 3. The momentum completely shifts, the wind out of the blue team's sails, and then the red team comes out victorious.
Yeah, red team looking way more like what we've been expecting out of them all day. This Val switch definitely helping quite a bit. That Nair string lining right up in the Zyder. A little bit too close, Zyder hitting him, but at the same time, they're still getting that damage on. The damage has been dealt as Zyder falls, but Sarme has been chunked a lot in the midst of all of that, so that was really worth it.
You look at all of the blue team, everybody on their final stocks. There is at least a little bit of danger, even though Bartu's in the orange, Fry's in the orange. There is at least a little bit of danger. Oh, what a clutch gravity cancel neutral signature coming out from Sarme, but Bartu is going to fall, loses that stock to Zyder. Bartu taken out of the game, Sarme taken out of the game, and it's poor FryDasOle.
There is a big difference in this game, and you couldn't tell now because the stock just fell. But all of that had to do with the fact that Godly did not lose his stocks early. Godly was able to actually get some work done. Finds there right there, Fried in the worst position possible. You are not making that back. Red team answering back in a very strong manner. One stock apiece at the end, but it looks so much cleaner as we didn't see those early knockouts happen to Godly.
And we also see Godly getting those KOs and getting solid damage. I think it was 559 because he was in the game for the whole game.
Yeah, the other games, his stocks were lasting like maybe 40 seconds on average. That is not normal. But that was also just incredible team synergy from the blue team. No reason to switch things up here, of course, for that, like the way that things worked. You just stick with that same game plan. You went up 2 games before. Just try and find that same magic. As long as Fried can just survive as long as possible and get that Sarme edgeguard play you had before, I think they still have a shot. But that was a really good answer from the red team.
Now, no swaps whatsoever, including the stage as we head back to Miami Dome for Game 4. We did see that victory come out for the red team, which means a possible momentum shift. The mental is going to be tested for the blue team after going up 2 games, maybe even tasting victory before they actually got to take a bite.
Well, good answers right now from Sarme after starting the game off, essentially going straight into the red within like 10 seconds. Has not been hit much since. Trying to catch Zyder slipping on the way back up with the GC, but however, coming back through, gets him on the side. However, answering, I mean, look.
You traded Godly for Fry.
Yeah, but also,
that's pretty good.
That's also been, like, canonical at this point that the only person who's allowed to take out Fry has been Sarme,
yeah,
so
true.
It came back.
Yeah, that's definitely a lore KO, for sure. But it truly is not the worst thing in the world. There was also a real possibility that it wouldn't have quite enough force on it because Fry is his teammate, which takes away some of that. So, yeah, that was definitely the right choice to make if you're Sarme.
Yeah, now Bartu holding on to one.
Nice.
A great save from Sarme. That actually, like, cannot be expressed enough at how important that was. Now, even then, the recovery not going to take him off the top. Bartu needs to be careful how he lands, but great coverage. Even after Godly got hit, Zyder was ready to make sure that he, actually, excuse me, not Zyder, Swata was ready to close that out.
Blue team's got to worry about second stocks, though. Red team has definitely been second stock Samuels, as they've been doing so much work before they fall onto their finals. That's where, like, the last game, a lot of the tide changed, and things really started to go 100% in the red team's favor, was on that second stock.
Yeah, and the blue team's team combos aren't landing up as much as they were before because the interruption game has been so good. Look at zyder coming in with those nairs to break everything up as quickly as possible.
Oh,
Ground
that's
pound,
big.
however, that is actually huge. Getting rid of Swata right there. And Godly off stage, he's able to sneak on, and that zyder coming through from zyder, keeping him safe. That is going to lead to Godly getting the zyder instead onto bartu, and right after that, closing it out with a double KO. Fried needs to hold on to this as long as possible.
bartu running around trying to avoid damage while Sarme is coming back into the game. Neutral light, that gave some team damage and the opening for Fry to find 2 great hits, adding up some damage. D-Light recovery coming out from Swata.
Right, like you said before, the
Ooh,
damage
Sarme.
so good on the second side.
No.
Oh my god,
So many
Sarme!
people.
No, wait, okay, trying to go get the save, but in the midst of all that, Sarme might...
Oh,
Well, actually, it was bartu who
my
fell,
gosh.
trying to save Sarme. So now they're up in the lead here with Godly still on a second stock, who just finally fell. They have to get Swata ASAP.
You know they're looking for Swata. Anything that they can do to take him out, and he's not going to make it easy for them. Neutral sig coming out. Oh, Fry's going to fall here, and it's Sarme in the 1v3. Sarme in the 1v2. Swata and Godly in the 2v0.
I love what Swata did when it's like, you're both gonna try and come at me? Okay, cool. I'm gonna throw out 2 signatures in a row, and I know you're going to come here. That was such a good read on Swata to break them up, separate them, and force those edge guards after what that was your only win con. You needed to get Swata ASAP, and now we see what could be the final steps towards a reverse 3-0. Game number 5 in Elimination Finals of the 3v3 Championships. I'm so happy to see this because they have been pushing each other to the limit, and Red Team has been finding answers to what was a borderline unstoppable Blue Team.
I really think that game 3 was what is going to do it for the Red Team. Going to give them that victory. The momentum is going to change. I think this is going to be really tough for FryDasOle, bartu, and Sarme to come back from, but that's a good way to get it going.
That's what you needed. You needed Sarme to go off stage and get that double ground pound to catch zyder. They needed that so badly to keep it going, but Swata is going to answer back right away onto Fried.
Dude, his double sword ground pound to take off that stock from FryDasOle. Oh, bartu might be getting team comboed here if he's not careful.
Oh,
the Godly edgeguard coming in, but Sarme comes in, hits the ground pound.
Wow.
There's the relief.
You could not have asked for a better moment for Sarme to pick it up. Like you said, that could have been huge because bartu would have fell in orange by comparison to them now getting 2 knockouts in favor. All of the red team on 2 stocks.
Bro, look at zyder. Bro, look at zyder. He's so damaged.
He is like zyder's second guessing a lot of decisions going in, but that nair and the side air well positioned. Fried sending him off stage. You don't even need a 2v1 because you have Sarme once again going off stage with the ground pounds. So on the money. bartu also only just now finally falling.
And again, another example of FryDasOle hitting the down air, sending his opponent off stage. Sarme there to clean up the KO. Yo, is he about to? Is he about to? He is. He just did it. The double KO onto Swata, onto Godly. Gauntlet difference, skill difference.
This is exactly what we saw at the beginning of the day. It was the gauntlet play from Sarme. It has finally returned here in the most crucial time where you needed it. And you have only so many more choices you can make that are correct right now.
Bro.
Zyder is so unhealthy.
Bro.
You cannot afford to have him take damage.
Oh, they're going to be finding that KO soon. Somehow he's still alive, FryDasOle. On his final stock.
bartu and Sarme both pretty unhealthy as well. Sarme, good defense on the right. Godly looking for the dodge. Not going to be giving it to him, though. He's not going to commit to that recovery. Zyder staying alive is so important, and they finally catch. Actually, it was a team knockout.
Yeah.
bartu taking out Sarme. That matters so much.
This is getting into a little bit scary territory. Yo, the side signature. It's going to take zyder out. Also going to take bartu, but bartu had 2 stocks. Definitely a worthwhile trade.
Yeah, forcing the 2v1 here. Can it be the 2v2 team themselves? The champs, can Godly and Swata come back from a 3v2 with everyone basically taking no damage so far, Sparky?
Okay, but are Sarme and FryDasOle going to play together in 2s after going forward?
Please.
Because they are following up off of one another like they are the 2v2 team.
I think they need to. Honestly, I think that this is a future example of what they need to do from this point forward. And Godly just pushing in with these side lights. Swata, wait, this is a big opportunity. Swata gets in the way immediately to make sure there's no edge guard on Godly.
Swata and Godly fighting for their lives out here. Neutral light. Not
quite
enough. The weapon toss goes high. Godly at a weapon disadvantage. Swata taken out. It's Godly in the 1v3. This one's going to be a little bit different,
is going berserk right now. Not able to be stopped. Nobody could shut him down. Godly needs Sarme to disappear now, but that is only if bartu lets him. Gets the reversal, continuing to push him away. Can he get another 1v3 today? Like, that's the big question mark we're looking at.
Neutral light, weapon toss, he almost goes into it. Not quite, he's at the weapon disadvantage.
Oh my god,
dude,
he gets caught!
It's a Fry edge guard, baby. You ain't getting past that. Are you kidding me? FryDasOle, bartu, and Sarme going up in a game 5 over Godly, Swata, and Zyder.
No act, no blaze simple. No Godly, Swata, Zyder. No, none of your champions exist here today. Brand new champions, of course, we're going to be crowned no matter what for this first tournament. But this is not what we expected as we look at Sarme, Fried, and bartu coming in and shutting it down,
We've
man.
had all day to
I was
learn
building
their
it up.
names,
I was building it up.
Okay.
I was building it up.
Okay.
I literally took.
Okay.
I did that on purpose. Why you gotta come at me like that? But blue team, wow, man. Like that's it's like you have to take a pause really when you think about it too. Like how did they get here? Because they've been playing very well, and this is definitely something we've been looking at and going, okay, this is a team that can perform. No, they did perform, and now they're going